Hi fellow traders, I hope everybody had a great day today. Mine was a little bit challenging as usual, but I'm feeling a whole lot better about me getting used to this small account and getting in the right groove. You know, there's just one thing I need to fix, and luckily I've only got another week of this bad market to deal with until we get back running again. But I should be straight by then. But it's been real interesting, this time around. But I think I got everything figured out. So let's get right into it. But here, before we look at what I did today, here's an interesting fact. Last year, over half of us didn't take our full vacation from my job. And the reasons range from I couldn't afford a vacation, so I just stayed and worked, to if I miss too many days, I'll fall behind in my job and have to work too hard to catch up. Or, I'm scared and I think I'll get replaced if I take too much time off because they may like the person that takes my place while I'm gone. I mean, all of these things are concerns that we should not have. And that's one of the saddest statistics that I've heard. But it hit close to home because I used to be that person. And I know for a fact that's no way to live. Because, life is about moments. And nobody in history has been able to hold on to one past its time. Nobody. And once it's gone, it's gone. You can't get that time back. You can't get the time back when you missed your son's best game or your daughter's first home run. You may get to see a recording of it, but does that really take the place of being there? And in this case, there's no rewind button to take you back. Your chance of that moment has passed. How many opportunities have you lost thinking about the next one? Thinking that you're always going to get the next opportunity because I got to get this done. Thinking that once you have it together, you have that together, I'll just catch the next one. Maybe that one will be better. True story or stories. I know several traders that I personally work with that in the beginning they told me, okay, I'll start my education once I get my account funded and I'm ready to trade, and against better judgment and better advice, that's what they did. So the story. They tried to trade live before they really learned anything and lost it all. Each and every one. So the opportunities come to you for a reason. They're there to help you prepare for the right time. They're there to help you prepare to receive that next big opportunity. Because if you're not ready, that next big opportunity you're waiting for may pass you right on by. You may be waiting for your son or your daughter's next game, and it may never come. You have to take advantage of the opportunities that come your way as they come. You have to live your life in the now. Here's what I know. All we have is now. When is the right time to really start living? Right now. And I'm not saying quit your job. I had to endure mine for 2 years while I prepared for my opportunity. But I accept all of these other smaller opportunities along the way to help prepare me to be where I am now. I accepted the opportunity to be a moderator in another chat room, another community, while I was working full time. I didn't say, well, wait until I quit, leave my job and I'll start. Or wait until the summer when I have time and I'll start. I had to take that opportunity when it came. And that opportunity gave me the opportunity to grow so much faster than if I didn't take it, if I was just waiting to the next time. And maybe that opportunity wouldn't be there. Maybe somebody else, would have been in my place. So I've said it before and I'll say it again. You got to start where you are, what you have. Because what you have is plenty. You may not see it, but believe me, if you put your mind to it, you will see that what you have right now is plenty. So take your time and prepare yourself for the opportunities when they come. Spend time with your family. Take these small trips with them. My family and I, we go on small trips all the time. We don't hop on a plane and fly to the Cayman Islands or the Bahamas or anything. No. There's so much beauty around us, and all we do is get in the car and go. And you have to enjoy those moments, these simple moments, these simple opportunities when they come, because they will prepare you for the bigger opportunities when they come. Focus on growing you so that you can lead your family to their promised land, the land that you promised them. And you may not have a family now, but you will one day. And you want to make sure that you're able to give them everything that you dreamed about together. That's what's important. So don't get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life. That's what it's all about, is making a life for yourself so that you can lead your family to your promised land. All right, so let's look at WATT. And of course, this is the same problem, the exact same problem that I've had every day since I started this small account thing. There's a certain way that I have to trade these opening range trades, because in a small account, I cannot allow it to work. If I was in my larger account, I would have held through all of this and waited. I can't do that in a small account. Number one, I jumped in with too much size. Again, did the same thing I did last week, jumped in with 500 shares, and that was stupid because I could not give this thing enough room to work. So I ended up, taking a larger loss than I normally would. And then I got back in here again. Right after I did this and said, look, I should have waited for this to close, I went and did it again. But at least this time I was in the right position size and I took the acceptable loss. So I did do that right. But if this doesn't drive home what I need to work on and what I need to focus on, I don't know what will. Now, the catalyst that I like to trade the best is earnings. And these other stocks on different catalysts don't typically trade as well as a stock on earnings because they don't have the volatility. They don't have, people really into the stock. So it just doesn't work. And in this case, it just did not work. So I started my morning out over $300 in the hole again, just like I did last Wednesday. But I wasn't going to sit on that today. I'm like, look, I'm a good trader. I know what the hell I'm doing. I know what I did wrong. This is something that is just a screw that I have to turn in order to make it right. And so let's get back in and let's try to make something happen today. And that's kind of where I went from here. But you can see same mistakes. And then eventually the stock went up and tested the 20 like every stock has done over the last 2 weeks and sold off and hit my target, which was the 200. Just that simple. the stock did exactly what I wanted it to do, what I said I was looking for it to do. I just wasn't in sync with it. And had I not done this, I don't know if I'd have still been in to catch this move, but I wouldn't have taken this loss. You know, I might have moved on to a different stock. But that's what happened with that. The next trade, AAL, this would have been perfect had my dogs not really messed me up on this. I should have just forced them to go out when I needed them to before the market opened, but I didn't. So I got in here looking for the bounce. You know, we were talking, and I was looking for the bounce here. Thought we were getting it off of 50. So I got in. This was a good entry here. And I was going to take some off here. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm in a small account. I don't have the position size to be doing this. I got to wait for VWAP. But here I'm getting ready to put the order in to get out at VWAP. And the dogs are making all kind of noise. So I messed that up myself. You know, I was trying to rush and put the order in at VWAP, and I wanted to short it off of VWAP because I knew, you know, we still had some more room to go down. But I ended up missing this trade, and this was beautiful. But, you know, I just kind of got messed up here. I wanted to take it long back to the VWAP and then, you know, get short. Kind of demonstrate how you get a reversal back to the 9 and the VWAP, and then you get the continuation down, but didn't quite get it nailed. Had the right idea, but I just couldn't nail it. SPPI, this was on our watch list this morning, and I ended up catching this on a secondary move off of VWAP here. Got it over this 1812 level, and, you know, got a nice trade. 300 shares, scaled out 3 times, made about $200 on it. Now, here's where it really gets interesting. I would have loved to have been around for this, but I have to go pick my son up at 3, and I missed these big moves like this going into the close. I try to trade them, but I just can't. It's hard to trade them while you're driving because, you know, I've got my phone up and it's not obstructing my view. It's right there in my windshield, so I can see it while I'm driving. But in order to not the trades, I got to pull over and, you know, do whatever I got to do, and it just doesn't work. You know, while you're driving, I have to wait till I get to where my son is, and while I'm waiting on him to come out, you know, I'm looking at it, but the timing just doesn't work a lot. Plus, I don't have the luxury of being able to get in it and hold it like I would in my regular account, because by 3:30 I got to be at 2-to-1. Now, I do have to be at 2-to-1 in my other account, but I got plenty of money in it, so I don't have to worry about that. This, I have to worry about. It's a concern. So it's another thing that handcuffs us. But if I was here, yeah, I could have taken the first little move, and I'd have been in, you know, 200 shares. I could have got this move here. You know, got enough to make this stuff work, but just have to be here to take it. But very nice trade. I was real happy with the way I managed this. And, you know, so I was ready to move forward. This was a nice recovery after the crazy morning I had. So the next one, EVHC. This was a news play. And, you know, we heard the news. What I do is I wait for it to retrace half its initial movement. Because when you get a big move like this, you're going to get people taking profit. You're going to get the scalpers that short and then catch profit. It's going to get bought back up. So I get in once it makes half the move and, you know, take it. Well, I kind of took it too early here. This really shook me out. I didn't like the way the price action was moving. It wasn't looking good. If I saw it tomorrow, I would do it again tomorrow. So that's why I feel pretty good about this. I'm not upset that I killed it here. It was based on the price action and the way this thing was trading. I just wasn't comfortable in it. And, you know, yeah, I could have taken some off and been in smaller size, but I still would have had to take it off at break even. So no matter what, the best thing to do for me was to just take it off. So I did, waited for the next opportunity, and nailed it. You know, got in. You know, this wasn't really a whole lot of stress. Had a nice move down. We stayed below the 9 here, never really claimed it. Caught this first move down through this level. Caught the second move. And then got the final target here that was on the 90-day. Probably should have caught it here, but I was being a little bit greedy, trying to see if we were going to reject this and continue down, because I could have held this position through the close, but I didn't. So I'm in the car, cut the computer on, got a wild hair, and got in this thing to hold it through the close. I mean, it came within pennies of stopping me out, but it didn't, and we ended up, you know, making a move. I had to get out here because it was 3:30, so I had to take it off, take some off here, and I just let the rest work until the end of the day. It didn't really help me that much, but it was, you know, some profit. So was very pleased with the way the day ended up. Only made $59 after everything is said and done. You know, here's where, you know, Sure Trader really hurts. You know, I came all the way back, but, you know, over $100 in commissions and fees on roughly 20 trades. So, you know, this is where Sure Trader hurts, when you really overtrade. And I kind of overtraded today, but it was on purpose. You know, I was working my way back. You know, I was working these trades like I know I can work them in a small account. So if you erase that, this would have been an awesome day. A really awesome day, but you can't. I got to take it and, you know, learn from it and keep going. But I will say, I'm gonna knock on wood, I've been in Sure Trader for the last 2 weeks, and I haven't had one issue at all. I was nervous because people were saying this, that, and the other thing, but I haven't had one issue. The only orders that get rejected are the ones where I don't have enough buying power to put my target in along with my stop. But it's not their fault, it's my fault. I don't have the buying power yet. I mean, that's not going to be an issue for long, but right now it is. But other than that, it's been working really good. So I have no complaints yet, you know, other than dealing with the fees. All right, guys, so I believe that's it for me today. I hope you guys have a great night and a great evening, and we will get back at this tomorrow. We do have one good stock that has traded well for me in the past. That's reporting earnings as FAST. So I'll be watching it in the morning. If it doesn't look good, then I won't trade it. But I will not trade anything else with the opening range trade unless, you know, it does what it's supposed to do. I have to follow the plan for the small account. If I don't, I'm going to keep taking these losses in the morning and having a scrape back. And that's not going to get me to where I need to be. All right. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. And you guys stay safe. And enjoy the rest of your night.